Hello and welcome to another update video about silver. Yeah, silver seems to be moving in line with expectations here and could be following here this orange scenario after the price rallied from the February low support area and then again reacted here on Monday to this wave 2 support zone that we talked about just in the last update, I believe, over the weekend. That was it's a good week for silver traders who've been following here the updates. If you watched the last video, then you will recall that I said that the next rally could be the one that takes us, at least much closer to $40. And I see this here still as a C wave, potentially of a larger A wave, which would then be followed by a B wave pullback. The target area we defined together is unchanged. It's unchanged. $35.81 would be the first ideal target here for this C wave that we're tracking after a B wave bottomed on the 28th of February. I've got a wave 1 to the upside. I've got a wave 2 to the upside. I've got the third wave that could be unfolding right now, then a 4-5. So this is sort of how I see it at the moment. Once we have all five waves completed, the next larger pullback should happen. I don't expect a major top necessarily there yet, but it would still be a substantial one, the A wave, which would be followed by a B wave pullback, which isn't even here on the short-term chart, but it should obviously form a higher low above the December low. Yeah, so because this is seen as a 3-wave move up in wave A, and then get the B wave pullback and the C wave rally. But this is currently the orange count. Yellow is possible, but obviously has become less likely. And support levels have held. But even in the yellow one, it's overall bullish. It would have just been a B wave, kind of a high B wave with a C wave decline to extend the 4th wave correction that presumably bottomed here on the 19th of December. But there's no evidence for it. Rather, we see quite aggressive upside movements. By the way, this is only a short-term update. If you're interested in the bigger picture, which hasn't changed for many, many weeks, check out my latest silver and gold video on the MCO Global channel. That channel is linked in the description. I covered why silver could be a bit more aggressive. I covered in there the reasons for the gold rush we've seen, and so on. So that's all there up to date. It's sort of kind of prepared you for a rally. But yeah, this is just for the shorter time frame. So looking at the micro, idea is, I mean, this already looks like 5 waves up, I have to say, from the low. So we might have seen a short wave too. That's what we've seen again and again in silver, that when it's rallying, yeah, and then the pullbacks are really, really weak. So my best interpretation would be now that we're actually moving sort of in a third of a third wave, parabolic move in a third of a third wave. The third wave generally is the most aggressive trend. And then, in a third of a third wave, obviously, you get that multiplied. Seems like we're not done yet. Okay, so should be moving towards that 35.81 level next. What we can do as well is I mean, I'm not sure if this really is a third of a third wave. It does look like that, and it will have moved on by the time that you watch the video, because in the third wave, things are moving. Things are on the move, right? But this here is now the level against which we can focus on higher prices, which is here. As long as this level is holding, this wave count is as it is. It's valid. $32.87. And then where should that third of a third wave take us? Normally, we want the third wave reach the 123.6 extension of the initial 1-2 setup. So, I mean, if this really is a third wave, it might get there sooner than later. $34.81. And then the 5th wave could get to maybe $35, $35.44 to complete the third wave, the larger third wave. And then when we get into this blue zone, we can add support for the 4th wave. And then as long as that holds, we expect one more high. That's how I would see the silver chart in the short term. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find the link in the description. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.